Okay, Unity. Here we are. Here's my game. It's been a while. I think it's been like 3, 4 months. I think the last update I did was in October, but I'm back. Um, and I've been working on my game on and off. Uh, I work on it in between my job and other stuff I do, and so I'm back. And I have my game, and I've made a few updates. Um, and I guess let's go ahead and talk about them. So, I guess we'll first start off with this introductory level that's supposed to like teach the player jumping. Because I guess jumping should be a major thing of platformers. So when you start off, your first obstacle is this. Like, well, what do I do? And, I guess normally on a controller you'd have like four buttons, and it's like, oh, which buttons do I press? Um, so yeah, so first obstacle of the game is jumping, and then second obstacle would be teaching the player that there are obstacles to like. It's not enough to jump. That there are obstacles that you need to successfully deal with to proceed. So if, like, say, we fall off of here, we can't proceed unless we jump across these three platforms. Or if for testing mode you have double jump, you can just ignore that. Also, before I forget about it, I added a new walking animation that looks less dumb than the previous one. Uh, and yeah, I tried working on like a. So right now it's just idle and walking. I tried messing around with like a flying animation where he would be like standing still as he like as his cape would or Serape would fly behind him. Um, keep getting distracted by the hat. The hat looks like it's like bouncing. It's like hitting an invisible thing that's not there, and whatever. Um, the next thing I invented or didn't invent but added into the game were slopes. So they slowly fall down. And that's just how Unity handles slopes. I guess most people don't want that to be the case. They want to like be it like Mario where you're like walking up the slope and then you stay where you are. But I guess like I kind of like that idea where it's like I don't know. There's something about it. Something about that I like that you fall down at the slopes. Also that you have to like you lose momentum going up the slope. And like, yeah, I could code a thing to make it so it runs up the slope at the same speed that it normally does. But I kind of like how it is right now. So we just have this easy level. There's no enemies in it. And the next thing I added was these little Dark Souls bonfires used to just restart the level, but now what they do is change the level. Also, before I go over that, if you look at the top left and I guess above, there's now a health bar above. If you look at the top left, you'll see a little fireball and it says 99. As I press it, the fire counter goes down. I want to like institute like some kind of like revolver type thing where like you have like 6 bullets. You gotta make it count. Uh, Not necessarily this. These bullets are kind of dumb. I could demonstrate it later, but if you line it up right, they'll go through walls. Um, and yeah, most of the things this game needs a lot of work. This is very much a proof of concept type build. But if you look at the fireballs right now, it says 54. And when you start a new level, it's back up to 100. Now, I believe score, or I guess it didn't because it's back to there. There's a system in here for keeping track of. There's a data management game object I have that can keep track of the stuff. I just haven't implemented it. I'm having a lot of trouble with these tacos and sprite compression. I'm not really sure. I guess Unity doesn't really like sprite compression, so these tacos would have a a lot more zest. I'm not really sure how to do that. I guess yeah. So, yeah. I'm not sure if I went over this in earlier videos, but you can pick up items. The tacos now regain like 3 points of health. If I quickly go over here to this demo cactus, it will damage me like 9 health. And then if I use it, I'm not sure. I don't think you can see my mouse. Um, Another thing I need to implement is a hotkey system. So like pressing the first button, like pressing one would use the taco. Actually, it should just work for the tacos. It doesn't work for any other items I've added in. That's just more work I need to do. Also, you can pick up mushrooms. I spent a lot of time working on the stupid mushroom, and it throws it in an arc. And for some reason, so like I can have it initially set as like a static object, where like it won't move if you push it. But once I pick it up and then throw it, it becomes dynamic, and I can't unstick it. Also, the big problem I had was it was going through walls. Whoops. Well, I was gonna say that I fixed that, but I guess I didn't. Yeah. There's also ladders. I don't think there's anything up there. I have enemies. Yeah, I like how like the fireballs just kind of like they. I guess they don't despawn when they touch enemies, so they kind of just like hit and then fall over. I need to change out these coins. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle a money system. I kind of want a money system, like some kind of monetary thing where you could like talk to a vendor and trade money for items and like pick up items and then sell to the vendor. Also, have Mario type things. I think this one just yeah. So this one, so back when this was put in, it would set your health to 3 because that was back then that was the max health. But now it's up to 10, and it just hurts you. Um, and yeah, that's it for this. I tried to copy. So yeah, I think a good example of level design would be to if you're first starting out would be to like steal somebody else's design. I wouldn't necessarily use this design in a final build, but just to practice, I recreated one in my art assets for Mario. Let's go to the next level. So I tried to experiment with like a sandy town type thing. I implemented a door system, so you just press E, door opens, you walk through it. I got some deep, I have some sample furniture I haven't textured yet. Um, Another thing I implemented was a dialogue system. So if you go up and talk to this woman, she'll say something. Now, this is kind of weird and buggy. Um, if you do walk, so in a way, it does kind of work kind of way. So if you walk away, the text box will go away. And they can have multiple options. So yeah, if I go up and talk to her again, she'll have their second line of dialogue, and like that's it. She just has the two. Um, I would want to like also a thing would be to have the dialogue like recycle. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, or just like here's your last line of dialogue, keep repeating that over and over again. Um, but they're really like finicky on like when do they want the hitbox to activate. It is on object collision, so it might be better to have it detect that through via raycast and be like, oh, if I press the raycast, if like raycast detects it, then you can press it. I've had bad luck with like collision detectors. I feel like they're always like finicky and like hardly work. Just use raycasts. So if you noticed, our taco, or I don't know, if yeah, I didn't transfer level over, but our items do not transfer over level to level. Uh, Another thing I need to fix is like yeah, like objects in front of the player. So obviously, this animation is in front of this animation, and so it ends behind it. That's another, just a lot of minor stuff I need to fix. Yeah. I guess let's go ahead and sew that off. So we go up here, we find a key. Just go over here. So we now have a golden key. Um, so so now we have like a locked door. If you go up and press E, it does nothing. So with these keys, there's two types of keys. So basically, I took inspiration from Zelda, where the key, where you would use a key and then it uses up the door. But for debugging purposes, I made a golden key that just never gets consumed. Um, and here we are to the final level of this demonstrational project. I got a little corgi. Now this way I found like in this debug phase, just like tap a direction, um, and he'll say stuff. So yeah, we have our key. Opens the door. It goes along. And then we have our cultists. Yeah, so this is what happens when you don't set their mass to like a high number. They'll just like just fall back like that. This guy up here is fixed. Another thing I tried to implement was bouncing off the top of enemies. It works with the snails fine, but these guys will actually damage you if you try to bounce off top of them. I kind of want to like implement some kind of like vaulting system where you like jump on top of an enemy and like you can always remain mobile as you're navigating the spaces here. And the final thing is I have these ghosts. A buddy of mine coded this for me. Uh, these ghosts, so if you get within a certain distance of them, they turn angry and then will go down. Unfortunately, something about it is bugged where they won't go back up for some reason. Maybe it's something on maybe that's how my maps work. If you hit it with, for some reason hitting it with a fireball fixes it. And yeah, and I've seen these guys like go through the ground. I'm not. Yeah. And then our final checkpoint, and that takes us to a map screen or a the debug screen that will then take us back to level low, and this button's just here all the time, except on this map. So that's my demo, or that's my what I've done so far. It needs a lot of work, a lot of stuff I need to add. I'm not really sure where I want to go with this game, what I want to do with it. Um, I kind of just wanted to make like a Mario clone, and I've kind of like done a half-assed job at that. Um, but I think, yeah, I'll probably just keep working on it whenever I get time. And I guess that's about it.